Have you been thinking about visiting Panama? Whether it's for vacation, scouting for real estate, or even for retirement, the time of year makes all the difference. And today, I'm gonna break it down for you. One of the biggest factors to think about is holidays. So Panama has some of the most holidays of anywhere in the entire world. If you're visiting from November until March, I would highly recommend checking what weeks Panama has holidays. So for example, in November, we have 2 different Independence Days. We have one from Spain and one from Colombia. Then you get into December and you have Mother's Day. You have Christmas and New Year's, obviously. And Panamanians love to turn any sort of holiday on a Thursday or Friday into a long weekend. You then also have in January, Martyrs' Day. You have in February and March, depends on the year, you have Carnival. Yes. Then you go into Holy Week, which leads into Easter. So, and all of those holidays alone land between November to March or April. So be sure to know if you're visiting during a holiday because it will affect traffic. Yes. Another factor to take into account would be elections. So elections, the last election cycle for Panama was in 2024, May of 2024. So the next election cycle, it's every 5 years, will be May of 2029. What does that mean? It means that while you're here, you will be bombarded, less now because they have caps on how much each campaign can spend, but you'll be somewhat bombarded by political campaign. Billboards on cars, a guy on the street, so you'll notice it. Number 2 would be if you are trying to do anything legally during that time frame, because for example, some government offices might be closed on election day. They also don't sell alcohol usually the weekend leading up to elections because they don't want people voting under the influence. So it doesn't change too much, but you will definitely notice if you're here during an election. Another factor to take into consideration would be obviously the weather. So from about December to April and May, it depends on the year, is what we call here summer. It's our dry season. So dry season or summer here in Panama is really like there's not a cloud in the sky. The temperature all year round is about the same. It's usually around Fahrenheit 86 degrees, sometimes a little higher, sometimes a little lower, but the humidity is what varies. So during our dry season is when you get a lot less humidity. It's also going to be the busiest time in terms of tourism. So you might pay a little bit higher pricing. If you're going to someplace like San Blas, if you're going to the Caribbean, it's the best time to go because it's less rain during that time. But that would be our summer. Then you have our rainy season or our winter, which is around, let's say May, end of May until November. I mean, it doesn't rain every day during rainy season. So today is rainy and it's beautiful outside. It's rainy season, but it's beautiful outside. Usually, if you guys are familiar with like Florida, how you wake up and it would be beautiful in the morning and then maybe a shower over lunch and then it clears up in the afternoon. That's typical in rainy season. We have very few days of the year. I can count on one hand where we usually have like an all-day rain, but that would be more of our low season or our rainy season. So when should you visit? I would say it depends a lot on what you're here to do. If you're here as a tourist and you want to take advantage of every day having sun, then definitely try and come during our summer, which again is about December through May, because every single day will be sunny. Every single day will have sun in it. If you're coming as an investor or you're here to look at real estate, it might actually be better for you to come during our, let's say, winter season because there's less tourists here. It's easier to move around. The occupancy rates in hotels will be slightly less. If you're coming to surf, rainy season is actually usually the best surfing season here. So you could come anytime from May to November. It really depends on what you're coming to do. So whether you are chasing sunshine, coming down and looking for your best place to retire or an investment property, the time of year depends on you. Reach out to me if you have a question on things to do here in Panama, if you're looking for real estate to invest in or as a second home or even a retirement location. And you can hit the subscribe button because we're putting out weekly content, more than weekly content now, for you guys on a consistent basis.